But the other thing that I was talking about, so this is the CellHawk report, and heat map is just like how many times it's pinging, heavy concentration is, you're talking a lot at this time, or you're at that location a lot. There's a lot of usage. The other thing I was talking about, just to make sure it's clear, so that's CellHawk. Cellbrite is a different program. Cellbrite, and it's CELLEBRITE. Cellbrite is a program similar to CellHawk, but it downloads data in the phone. So like this one is you pinging off of towers. It's geolocation.
Showing where you were.
Exactly.
At a certain time.
Cellbrite actually can get your texts, your pictures, your app usage, all of that stuff. So it's one of those things that if you want, if a defendant is threatening someone by text and they delete it, they'll take their phone and hook it up to Cellbrite. Cellbrite it makes what's called a forensic copy of the phone, but you can also limit the data. So it's very expensive program. So not a lot of people have it. So when I have my clients use it, costs a lot of money for them to have it done. But the DA's office has it. They have the software. They pay for it. You can find that in their open checkbook. The city of Atlanta police have it as well. But what you can do is you can copy cell phone. So what I had mentioned earlier is
you have to have the cell phone to do that?
You do. You have to have the cell phone.
So what did Mr. Bradley give you all his cell phone? Or
No.
how'd you get Mr. Wade's cell phone?
So we did not get that data from Mr. Wade. So we only got the geolocation data from Mr. Wade. We cannot, I do not have the power to get the text messages. I don't have that power. I would have to have a search warrant. The state's the only one that has the power to actually get someone's text messages out of their phone. But my whole point in saying that was if I had been accused of having an affair and it didn't start, and I said it started in April and someone else said it started in November, they have the ability, I don't have the ability, they have the ability to plug that phone into the Cellbrite and print out a report
Right.
that shows all of the texts.
So Mr. Wade and Ms. Willis, had they wanted to disprove your allegations, could have just used that Cellbrite program, and it would have shown no communications between them.
Yes, and it would have also showed the contents of the text. If the texts are romantic, if they're not romantic, if they're friendly, and they would control the data. So if there's something that was privileged, they could redact it. If there was something that if they wanted to only limit it to we want to prove that we weren't talking romantically in November, they could limit it.
So they could have actually pulled up the text itself to say, hey, I need you to help me work on this case, or else, hey, I need you to meet me at the Love Nest.
Yes, 100%, yes. I don't have that ability. So I don't have the ability to get a search warrant and get that data. All I have the ability to do is get that geofencing.
Well, who found out about these 12,000 texts and calls and all that kind of stuff?
That is what I was able to get by subpoena. So I was able to get the geolocation data by subpoena. What I can't get is what's inside of the phone. I can't get the texts inside the phone.
The words in the text.
Exactly.
But you were able to find out that they were texting each other
Oh, yeah.
prior to November 1st of 21.
Yes.
How did you find that data? Is that anything you've produced to us?
That is, so the CellHawk data actually analyzes that. So you can see, we just summarized 2021. So approximately 12,000 interactions, that's voice and texts for the year of 2021. And again, remember, 2021, he didn't get the contract until November of that year. So most of 2021, he's not under contract. Over 2,000 voice calls, almost 10,000 text messages.
How did they explain that? Did you confront? We're not privy to what all came out in evidence at the hearings that you've had. Did you get either one of them to say, that's not true, we didn't really talk 12,000 times? Or?
No, what they did was they filed an affidavit saying that geolocation data is not always reliable.
Okay. Does that apply to Cellbrite data, though?
No, it doesn't. And it was ironic because I have a number of cases. I mean, almost every murder case I've had in the last decade has had geolocation data.
Used by the prosecution against the defendant, right?
They use CellHawk data. I mean, literally, they're using this right now. So our investigator actually analyzed the same, there's a trial going on, it's called the YSL trial. There's this same data being used in that trial, and our investigator actually analyzed it for them in that case. So, I mean.
For them, you mean for the Fulton County DA's office?
No, for the defense looking at that data. So the point is, they're currently using the same data in another courtroom to prosecute someone, but their defense in our case was that it's not reliable.
Okay.